Okay. We need.
Nah, man, cause we are chilling in Roblox. We need content, natural.
We need content.
Natural, please. Our lives are depending on you. Well, not really. Yeah, I need to raise up someone. I need to raise someone up.
Let me DM him. I need to DM him.
I need to know about the skibidi gods and the skibidi beams and the skibidi yaddy yad. Natural.
I'll do the big mass finger. Natural. Oh, the bro, where is this guy? He's playing.
And I lied about the message, by the way. I just need content.
Why is this guy just playing? Huh? 14 or 13, yeah, 13. Natural. Oh, natural. Oh my gosh.
Natural.
Sorry.
Our lives and OBS are depending on you. Yes, definitely our lives, our content, our subscribers, man. We need the yapping yappers of the yapping.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, so you're able to touch your wrist. Yeah, that was a competition, right? Once you go in there, you need to always have level 5 wrist, which is the max level you can get, and you're getting yes. So after that, what you want to do is you'll find a supplement that's really useful, alright? It'll make you go up against low yes. Now, people want if you have a high level wrist, you'll be able to defeat it easily and get the most perfect. And if you want to get up to level 4, you might have to win, right? So, you should be able to get until the but the thing, level 9 master. You get the level 3 up to level 10, yeah. And
Skibidi yadness.
this is really easy.
Please, I got to get the content.
We'll find a folder with yeah, level 10.
Got
no, no, no.
But when the wrestlers needed him the most, he vanished. 100 years later,
No! He started! Let's fucking go! Okay.
do you want me to restart?
No, yes, please. We've been waiting for you for the past 500 years. I'm gonna turn on my computer.
Shut up!
I'm gonna turn on my secondary gaming computer so that I can record. Oh, fuck, right, it's still.
We'll take my shirt off for your stories, Nacho.
Are you really using a capture card instead of OBS?
I am using a fucking secondary computer to play games on because my main computer is busy recording your wisdom. So please sit tight and explain your wisdom.
Alright, okay. So my cat used to read me stories about the Ohio days. A time of gat when the criminal shit.
Wait, Nacho. Wait, Nacho.
What?
I haven't started recording.
My cat used to read me stories about the Ohio days. A time of gat when the criminal shit kept skibidi between the skibidi, Riz, Ohio, and Kaisat nations. But that all changed when the Phantom Taxers attacked. Only the criminal shake mastered all four Rizzes, so he could stop Phantom taxing the Ohio's. But when the gas needed him the most, he skibidied. 100 gas later, the Phantom tax nation is nearing skibidying in the war. 2 years ago, my Rizm and the Ohio's of my tribe reached the Beta Nation, leaving me and my Alpha to look after our Beta Nation. Some of us believe that the Criminal Shaker will never Ohio to the traditional nomads. I thought that the gap is broken. But I haven't lost my roots. I still believe somehow the Criminal Shaker returned to Skibidi to Ohio. Skibidi, where's Ohio Kaisa? Long ago, there were 4 Rizzlers drifting yet. Everything changed when the Phantom Taxer attack. Only the Criminal Shaker master of all Rizzlers could segment them. But when the Rizzlers needed him the most, he vanished. 100 years past, me and my Rizzo discovered a new criminal shake named Alpha. Although his rizzing skills are great, he has a lot of skippy before he's ready to riz anyone. But I believe the Alpha can riz the Ohio. 10 Gats later, the Alpha has learned to skippity the Rizzlers for the Gats. So, after he learned to skippity the Gats, he went ahead and went to the Rizma to start the training of the Riz called the Skibidi Riz Ultimate. So, after the Skibidi Riz Ultimate has started, what he does in the Skibidi Riz Ultimate training is he must riz up a shit ton of dummies without failing. If he fails, his entire training is kicked out of the planet called Ohio Giat. Alright? So, after he finishes the first dummy, he's like, this is super Giat. Why is it so skibidi? I need some more Rizzlers because this is too skibidi. So the Rizma proceeded to skibidi the dummies for him, so it's gonna be even more Giat. So after he rizzed the 4 dummies, the Rizma says, wow, you have rizzed one of the 4 Rizmas that you need to learn in order to become the next Grimmin Shake. So, after he finished a few trainings of the 1 out of 4 Rizzlers that he needs to become the Grimmin Shake, he goes ahead and goes to his home. But on his way home, he finds a few skibidi Phantom Taxers secretly hiding to ambush him. But using the new Riz levels he have accomplished from skibidding the dummies, he proceeded to Kaisenat the Phantom Taxers and Riz them. He has reached home. He's using a newsletter about the Skibidi Toilet Phantom Taxers Nation that they have started invading the town of Ohio. Now, the Alpha was very scared after hearing this, as the Phantom Taxers are the reason why the last town was destroyed. When the Grim and Shake was supposed to destroy them, but he vanished. So, after receiving his news, he immediately went to his Rizma and in the middle of the night and told her about this news. Rizma, did you hear about the Skibidi newspaper that they said the Phantom Taxers are gonna Phantom Tax the town? He said. The Rizma said, oh, but the Phantom Taxers won't have any chance against Rizingas. We are training people like you to skibidi them with your cats. So the Alpha goes to bed and is home and sleeps until he was woken up at 3 a.m. to hear a faint sound of Kaisenat. He reaches to peek out the window and sees Kaisenat, one of the four Rizzlers, talking to him. So, he's talking to him and he's saying, "Yo, the Phantom Taxer is keeping the hell out of our nation. You must help us. You must call your Beta Nation in order to skibidi these Phantom Taxers." So, they both go to the Rizma, waking her up at 3 a.m. of course, and they tell her, "Rizma, the Phantom Taxis have invaded one of our neighboring nations. They're getting closer to skibiding our Ohio Beta Nation. Can you please help us skibidi them? Because this is a very life-threatening gat." The Rizma says, "Well, I am quite old, as you can see, to skibidi them, so I must train you all in time. The best thing the Fire Nation can do is they can skibidi the Phantom Taxers. The Phantom Taxers before they reached Ohio Town. So they both go to their respective homes and sleep. After they wake up, they see something on the news called the Phantom Taxers have successfully breached the Kaisenat Nation. So the Kaisenat Nation has fallen to the Phantom Taxers. Everyone, including Ohio, Riz, and Kaisenat, have all sought shelter from the Phantom Taxer, while everyone's looking out for a new agreement shake to raise the Phantom Tax. So, the Alpha, who has now become decent at the Riz level out of the four Rizzes, he decided to master the Fire Riz since, well, the Fire Riz got Phantom Taxed by the Phantom Taxers, right? So, in order to surprise them, he learns to master the Riz out of one of the four Rizzes, aka the Ohio Riz. So he proceeds to master the Ohio Riz by participating in the highly toxic Gyat beta male training conducted by the Alpha tribe that's located in the edge of planet Ohio. So he trains to become the master of the Ohio power. So after that, he goes to the Fire Nation, where the Phantom Taxers have invaded. They see that the entire nation is in crumbles to the skibiding that the Phantom Taxers have done. So he looks out to see if there's anyone. He sees a Phantom Taxer. He says, "Why did you skibidi the Rizzlers? All of the nations. And why did you first skibidi the Fire Nations? Why not anything else?" The Phantom Taxer said, "Well, the Fire Nations bullied me when I was a kid by skibiding me more because my Riz was low. They bullied me because my Riz and Yat was low. So I proceeded to gather a whole army of Phantom Taxers to destroy the Fire Nation first and then destroy all other nations in planet Ohio. Because I want to take over the Gyats in the planet Ohio." The Alpha proceeds to quickly end the life of the Phantom Taxer. And he searches out to see for anything. He finds a secret entrance but cannot seem to open it. He uses his wrist power and he opens the entrance using brute force. The Phantom Taxers heard this and they started fighting him. Thankfully, due to him mastering one of four ruses, he managed to beat them all. He finds a map of the orders that they plan to attack the nations in. So, he goes to his Rizma and tells her all about this. "Rizma, the Phantom Taxers have a map of which order the nations are gonna attack. You must riz them before they skibidi the other nations." Rizma says, "Well, tell the other nations to gather at the next spot before they can skibidi the other nations, before they get destroyed and Planet Ohio get taken over." So the Alpha decides to speak to all the nations and they gather at the spot. There they meet the Phantom Taxers. They say, "Well, well, well, look who it is. They're Rizzlers." So,
Shout out to the 7 batteries I stole from my dad.
so The Phantom Taxers and the Rizzlers began fighting. But there was one person who stood out, the Grim Shake. It turns out that the Grim Shake is the leader of the Phantom Tax. As when it turns out, the master of his trainings were too brutal with him, so he decided to try and take over planet Ohio. And so the leader of Phantom Taxers turned out to be Crimin Shake. Everyone is shocked at Charisma. So, when Charisma heard about this, she proceeded to call the SKIBIDI Ohios in a secret mission called GAT. So, they get at the spot. But before they went there, the Phantom Taxers proceed to breach the defenses of the four nations and proceeded to rush at the defenseless nations because they all gathered to fight the Phantom Taxers. The Riz nation got partially crumpled before a Rizzler proceeded to kick them out. Only for a little bit until the other Rizzlers came to SKIBIDI Phantom Taxers. So, the Phantom Taxers retreated to get stronger. The nations separated and then went ahead to live in harmony, secretly training the Riz and Gat levels in order to SKIBIDI the Phantom Taxers. So, one Gat later, the Rizma, who has received news that the Phantom Taxers are wanting to attack again. So they all prepare as usual, but this time the Phantom Taxers have a trick up their sleeve. They find out where Rizma lives and decided to send an assassination attempt at Rizma. But what they didn't know is that there are a lot of Rizzlers protecting the Rizma from the Phantom Taxers due to the recent news. So, the Phantom Taxers send a few of their Gats in order to SKIBIDI the Rizma. But they meet the Rizzlers. They call for backup, but before they can fully finish their address, they proceeded to Riz the Phantom Taxers, and then they proceeded to collect their DNA to see why and how are they this strong. They eventually found out that the Grim Shake is the leader. Okay? Rizma didn't know that the fact that Grim Shake was the leader, other than the other nations, but they didn't want to tell Rizma because otherwise she would die from shock. So, they proceeded to study the DNA in order to give it to the other nations to make their Gyata risk levels go high as the Phantom Taxers. As the nations populate the Phantom Taxers, as it's 3 versus 1 nation. So, they proceed to gather all the nations in one place while leaving some Rizzlers to protect the nations. And then they proceed to train them. And then 6 Gat months later, the Rizzlers are ready to SKIBIDI the Phantom Taxers. So, they spy on the Phantom Taxers to see what they're up to. And they found yet another map, this time going straight to the Rizma nation. So, when they arrive at the spot they're planning to invade Rizma, the Phantom Taxers knew they would sneak and get the map, so they unexpectedly went to another nation. But the Rizzlers that they left behind for 6 Gat months have found the Phantom Taxers and proceeded to call for backup for the Rizzlers to SKIBIDI the Phantom Taxers. So, here it is, standoff between the leader of Phantom Tax, aka Grim Shake, and the Rizzlers. So, one of the Ohio nations proceed to use their Riz level, but the Grim Shake is unfazed, while the Phantom Taxers proceed to attack the wrist, while the Grim Shake faces off this Alpha. So, after the Grim Shake absolutely obliterates the Alpha, Rizma unexpectedly came in and gave him a potion. Alright? This potion was brewed without any instruction. It could make him extremely strong or it could cause him to be sick. So, the Alpha, at the time of desperate calls, takes the potion. He feels a little sick to his stomach, but he feels like his arms hurt from the muscle gain he's gained, from the riz levels he's also gained. So he proceeds to sneak up on the Grimchick while he's distracted at helping the Phantom Textures to skibidi the older Rizzlers. They proceed to raise the Grimchick from behind unexpectedly. Grimchick takes quite a hit. Grimchick is angered by this and orders all the Phantom Textures to obliterate the Alpha. But unexpectedly, a member of the Beta tribe from planet Kaisenat came in, and he proceeded to help the Alpha by using something called the ultimate Riz of Kaisenat against the Grimshake. This move is only possible if an Alpha learned 2 or out of 4 Rizzes or more. It has to be 2 people who learn this. So, when they did the ultimate Riz Kaisenat move, the Grimshake fainted. It isn't quite dead. So they go near the Grimshake while the Phantom Taxers run because they are losing without the Grimshake. And then suddenly, the Grimshake emerges and proceeds to allow a huge explosion. All the Rizzle were shocked by this. And then Rizma decides to brew another potion, this time with known ingredients, but it's a little less powerful. They proceed to give it to all the Rizzlers. Alright? Now keep in mind due to the explosion, there's some radiation. And Rizma hopes that the potion she brewed will give them some immunity to the radiation, enough to defeat Cream and Shake once and for all. So they start fighting Cream and Shake again. While they're at this, Rizma calls Planet Kaisenat and orders for an army of Rizzlers from Planet Kaisenat. So after one Giat day, they arrive at a spot, but and they're all still fighting. The Grimshake hasn't obliterated them. Why, you may ask? Grimshake is the master of all 4 Rizzes. Well, you see, the Rizzlers are actually teamworking against one. The Phantom Texans ran away because they were too scared, or they got beaten to death by the Rizzlers. So, after the bees arrive, the Grimshake realizes that he has no way to win and Skibidi against the Rizzlers. So he tries to flee, but a Beta Sigma came and gave him a potion, which was made by Rizma. Now, she hopes that the potion she made will either kill him or buff the Grimshake enough to the point where the Grimshake can beat the hell out of the Rizzlers. So, before Rizma gave the potion to Beta Male, she put some poison just in case if he got stronger he would still die. So, one of the Beta Males came up behind him and proceeded to Sigma him with the potion. What is Sigmaing, you may ask? Well, it's a Riz act conducted by getting a special type of class and using the Sigma ability, you can immediately just use telekinesis to move the potion and transfer it into the body easily without putting it in his mouth or anything. The Sigma is extremely hard to learn, but one of the Beta males learned this in order to save the nation. So, when they used the potion, it turns out that he got weaker. And then the Rizzlers have proceeded to kick the Grimshake because they thought he was the one that was gonna save them all from the Phantom Taxers. But after they realized that Grimshake was the leader of the Phantom Taxers ever since he vanished, they have no mercy against him and kill him. Now, they proceed to get the parts of the Grimshake in order to see how he mastered all 4 Rizzes, and then use it on a test subject, Test Rizzler. So the Rizzler proceeds to brew a potion made out of the research that they have found from the Cream Shake made by Rizma. Now, at this point, Rizma is getting quite old, and Rizma is not able to Kaisenet the Rizzlers after this potion is brewed, because she's getting too old. So the Rizma proceeds to give the final potion to the Rizzler, and merely his knowledge of memorization of the Riz abilities have increased drastically. So after a cat later, he managed to become the new Grim and Shake. This time a good Grim and Shake. Right? So after he's done that, he proceeds to check out what this planet Beta is. But as it turns out, they cannot travel there just yet, because they need 10 Grim Shakes in order to launch each other. But remember, Prisma is not able to. So, the only thing they could do is to see the planet Kaisenat is, is to get their army in a desperate situation. But there's a problem. They've already resolved the desperate situation of the old Crimin Shake. And so that's the story of how the Crimin Shake and the Phantom Taxers tried to invade the nations, but using the power of Prisma and Rizzlers, they proceeded to kill the Phantom Taxers and the evil Crimin Shake and make a new Crimin Shake, and all the nations lived in harmony after. Rizma did pass on her training to other Rizmas around her nation in order to continue the trainings of Rizzers.
Is that the ending?
Yeah, I made up the story in 15 minutes.
Thank you for your input. Thanks for summoning Satan.
Satan will. Satan got summoned because he was interested in the Rizzler story. Well, I finished yapping now. Can you release me out of your basement Christmas, please? I have been trying to get out of your basement for over 6 months, but you have tracked me to yap all the time.
Why is bro? Yeah. Blood is clarb clarb or something. What the fuck? Your microphone is horrible.
Alpha has witnessed too much Riz in the story I've told, and he's consumed too much Riz to the point he can't handle it because he wasn't trained to take this amount of Riz. So he's currently extremely sick because the Riz was too much for him.
Thank you for your input.